Hello, good morning. So, this is the first session of SST for 9th standard. Okay, congratulations, first of all. You all have now been promoted to standard 9th. Okay, so now please prepare yourself for 10th standard also now onwards. So, let's move to the today's subject. Our today's subject is SST, and from SST our content of SST is geography today. Okay, and in geography today we are going to see the first chapter of SST, that is India, size and location. What are we going to see? We are going to see India, size and location. Okay, now one main thing, try to note down all the important points that are going to come in this chapter. Okay, that they are very important for you, so please note down each and every important point. Fine, so let's take our first topic, that is the contents. What are we going to cover up in this chapter? Okay, so let's move to the contents. Now the topics that we are going to cover in this chapter, okay, what are they? They are India's location, means where is India located on the world map. Next is India's size. What is the size of India? India and the other world, right? And next we are going to see the India and its neighboring countries. India and its neighbor other than the countries. Okay, so India and its neighbors. Fine, so this will be our today's contents. Now looking at the contents in this chapter, our main idea, our main intention is to see where actually India is located on the world map. Okay, looking at the topic India's size, we are going to see in this topic how big India is area wise, and all the things we are going to see in this topic, how big India is. And lastly we will see the neighboring countries. Which of the neighboring countries do we have for India? Okay, so these contents we will cover in this chapter. But one main thing, though this chapter, because of this chapter is a bit lengthy, we will cover this chapter in two parts. Okay, so for the today's part we will only see the size, location and introduction of India. For the today's part we will only see the size, location and introduction of India. Okay, so let's first see where is India located in the, not located, but we can say like where is India in the world map. When you see a world map, how would you locate India? How would you see, if you want to see India, how would you easily come to know where India is there on the world map? So let's have a look on the world map on which India is there. Before having a look on the map where India is, let's first have a short introduction about India. Let's first know something about India. You will say that, man, we know that India is our country, it is a very big country, this and that, but something more also, right? So here it is said that India is one of the ancient civilizations in the world. Okay, so what is ancient civilization? Ancient civilization refers specially to the first settled and stable communities. Okay, now that became the basis for later states, nations, and empire. Okay, now here you can say that the study of ancient civilization is concerned with the earliest segments, okay, to much of the ancient histories. Ancient civilization means, here civilization means the stage of human social and cultural development and organization that is considered more advanced. But here India is said as India is one of the ancient civilization to the world, where you can see all the, you can say, social and cultural developments, but that also since ancient time. Okay, fine. And next, it has achieved, it means India has achieved faceted socio-economic progress. Now what is faceted? Faceted means having many sides. Okay, faceted means having many sides. So here we can say that during the last 5 decades means, decade means 10 years. Okay, decade means 10 years. So here we can say from the last 50 years or 5 decades, India has achieved many times socio-economic progress. Okay, ups and downs, many ups and downs, but though India has done a progress, it has moved forward in all the fields, like you can say agriculture, industry, technology, of course, right? The good example is mobile phones, the Android phones which we use. Previously they were not like that, right? Laptops, our computers. Look at the first generation computer and look at the today's generation, right? Means India has progressed a lot, and overall economic development, whatever economic development India has done it in any field, right? India has also contributed significantly to making the world history. India has created many world histories in different fields. Okay, so this is a short introduction about our country. Now we can see where is India in the world map. So to start with, first let us locate India in the world map. Okay, so look at the map and try to locate India where it is right now. The one which you see on the screen. The map which you are looking on the screen, you are able to see on the screen, is a world map, and in that world map, if I tell you to locate India, you will see the India in a small size, that is in yellow color. Okay, now looking at the map, first you can see this is a world map, and on this world map you can see different continents. There are how many continents? 7. So you can see the 7 continents on the map, right? Now looking at this world map, first you have to locate the directions. So the top one is the north direction, and the lower one is the, bottom one is the south direction. So by this you can easily locate the continents. First, if we look at the North America, okay, the one which is in orange color. The North America is in the northern hemisphere. Okay, moving to the South America, that is in the light purple color. You can see the small part of the South America is in the northern hemisphere and the large part is in the southern hemisphere. Okay, so this is North America in the northern hemisphere and South America in the southern hemisphere. Then the green part, that is Africa. Besides Africa, it is Asia. Okay, the one which is in the dark purple color. And between Africa and Asia, you can see the Europe. And the one which is in the pink color, the smaller one, in the southern hemisphere, that is Australia. So these are the 7 continents, and the last one in the southern hemisphere, at the south pole, the one at the south pole, it is the Antarctica. It is the Antarctica. Okay, so these are the continents on the world map. Looking at all the continents on the world map, first question comes in the mind, where is India located then? So India is located, look, it is in the Asia continent. It is in the Asia continent. Okay, you can see India in the Asia continent, in the northern hemisphere. Or more easily you can say India is a country which is located in the Asia continent. Okay. Other than India, there are still many other countries that are located in the Asia continent. About it, you will learn in the neighboring countries of India. The one with the topic when we take India and its neighbor. Further about it, we will learn in that. Okay, so other than India, there are many countries located in Asia. Now looking at this world map, one more thing comes in your mind. That is the blue part. The blue part that you see in this map is totally water, you can count it as. It is totally water. Okay. Now this water consists of oceans and seas. So how many oceans are there? There are 5 oceans. How many oceans? 5 oceans. Now looking at the world map, first have a look on the Indian Ocean. Okay, which is there below the India map. Right? Look at the Indian Ocean. And lot of the time it comes into your mind that why is this ocean being named as Indian Ocean? Like other oceans are also there, but why only this ocean which is below the India map, you can see here, why it is being named as Indian Ocean? Why not African Ocean or Australian Ocean? Because you can see there are other continents also beside it. So do you know the fact that why is then this ocean being named as Indian Ocean? It is because India is such a country which shares its large amount of boundary with the Indian Ocean. India is such a country that shares a large amount of boundary in the Indian Ocean. And moreover, it is near to this ocean. Okay. So this is the reason why this ocean is being named as Indian Ocean and not African or Australian Ocean. So understood? Have you understood? Why is this ocean named as Indian Ocean? It is because the large amount of or the large part of the boundaries are located in the Indian Ocean. Okay, so this ocean is named as Indian Ocean. Okay. Now nextly you can see the Atlantic Ocean, which is between the South America and Africa. Which is between the South America and Africa. Atlantic Ocean in between South America and Africa, and to the left of South America is the Pacific Ocean. And looking at this world map, now try to understand that our earth, what is the shape of our earth? It is bulged from the middle and it is flat from the poles. Now these two poles are called North Pole and South Pole. So looking at this, now you must have understood that India is located in the Asia continent and it is near the Indian Ocean because it shares most of its boundary or parts of the boundary in the Indian Ocean. Okay? And the countries that are near the boundaries of India, you can count it as the neighboring countries of India. Okay? Now let's move to the location. Now let us know proper location. Proper location means where is India located on the map. Like which longitude, which latitude, okay, where it is. Let's see. Moving to the location of India, you can say that India totally lies in the northern hemisphere. Now, I think you must all know that what is the hemisphere. Our earth is divided into two parts with an imaginary line that is called the equator, and that is horizontally. Okay, horizontally the earth is divided into two parts with equator, and the two parts are known as hemisphere, from which the upper part is called the northern hemisphere and the lower part is known as the southern hemisphere. So our India lies entirely in the northern hemisphere. Okay, now what are the latitudes and the longitudes? You must have learnt in class 6th, right? Latitudes and longitudes in class 5th and class 6th. You must have learnt it. Now what are these latitudes and longitudes? The latitudes and longitudes are the imaginary lines on the map, or you can say on the globe. Okay, now they are imaginary. You cannot see them on the map, or you cannot see them on the earth properly. Now why are these lines? Because if these lines are not there, if you not count this, in easy ways you can say that if there is no basis, okay, if there is no basis, you cannot locate the proper distance of the place on a map or a globe. You would not easily know about it. By latitude, you can know the distance between the places, and by longitude, you can tell you can say the proper time. So longitude tells you the time difference, or you can say the date difference, and latitudes tells you about the distance of the place. Okay, so knowing that India lies in the northern hemisphere, now India lies on which latitude? Where is India located on which latitude and which longitude? So India lies in the northern hemisphere, but it lies between the latitudes of 8 degree 4 north and 37 degree 6 north, and the longitudes are 68 degree 7 east and 97 degree 25 east. Okay, so if the latitudes and longitudes are not there, it won't be easy for you to understand the proper location of any places. Now on the earth, there are many parts, you can say, in from which one is the Tropic of Cancer. Now this Tropic of Cancer is located on 23 degree 30 north, that passes through India. Now this Tropic of Cancer passes through India and it divides our country into. So Tropic of Cancer divides India almost into two equal halves. Okay. Now if we move to the southeast, in the southeast there is an island that is named as the Andaman and Nicobar Island. In the southeast, it is the Andaman and Nicobar Island that lies in the Bay of Bengal. Okay, and in the southeast, it is the Lakshadweep Island that lies in the Arabian Sea. Okay, so this is the location of our country. That is the location of our country. Right? Now after the location of India, now let's move to the size of India. So let's now talk about the size of India. Okay, now what is the size of India? What is the distance from Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari? Okay, from Gujarat to West Bengal. Let's see the distance between it first. Now you all have seen the India map, right? Now looking from the north to the south, okay, or you can say from Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari, the distance is 3,214 kilometers. So what is the distance? The distance between these two directions, or you can say from Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari, is 3,214 kilometers. And in other words, you can say that it is the proper distance between the topmost, that is the north direction, to the lowermost, that is the south direction. So the distance from north to south is 3,214 kilometers. And next, if you see horizontally, the distance 3,214 which we saw was vertical distance, or you can say from the extreme north to extreme south direction. Okay, now moving to the horizontal direction, that is from west to east. Okay, from extreme west to extreme east, the distance is 2,933 kilometers. What is the distance from west to east? The distance from west to east is 2,933 kilometers. And what is the distance from north to south? That is from Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari. It is 3,214 kilometers. And which states are located? Which states are located in the extreme west and extreme east? So to the west it is Gujarat, and to the east it is Arunachal Pradesh. So now let's count it very easily. Okay, now let's make it very easily after knowing the distance of all the four directions. The distance from extreme north to extreme south, that is from Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari, the distance is 3,214 kilometers. Okay, and now that is vertically. Now the horizontal distance means from the west to east. The horizontal distance is 2,933 kilometers. Or more easily you can say that from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, the distance is 2,933 kilometers. Have you understood? Okay. The total area of India, now talking about the total area of India, counting both of them, okay? The total area of India is 3.28 million square kilometers, which is 2.4% of the total area of the world. It can also be said that it is the 2.4% of total area of the world. Now the country, now the knowing about the country, which is the largest country? It is, by population, it is China, right? And in the terms of land mass, India is the 7th largest country in the world. India is the 7th largest country in the world in the terms of land mass. Okay? India has land boundary about 15,200 kilometers, and the total length of the coastline of the mainland includes the Andaman and Nicobar Island and the Lakshadweep Islands. I hope everybody knows what is the island. Okay? Now the mainland including the Andaman and Nicobar Island and the Lakshadweep Island is 7,516.6 kilometers. I repeat again, the mainland including Andaman and Nicobar Islands, the coastline of the mainland including the Andaman and Nicobar Island with the Lakshadweep Island is 7,516.6 kilometers. This is the total length. Okay. Now in the northwest, north and northeast of India, there are totally covered with mountains. In the northwest, north and northeast of India, it is the totally covered with mountains. Okay. Now what is the south? How much is the south? Where is the south? The south is about 22 degree north latitude. Okay. And India narrows and finally extends towards the Indian Ocean. We had seen on the world map that most of the boundaries or large part of the boundaries of India is in the Indian Ocean. Okay. So India narrows and finally extends towards the Indian Ocean. Now India also divides into two seas. That one is in the Arabian Sea, that is in the west, and in east it is in the Bay of Bengal. India also divides it into two seas. India divides Indian Ocean into two seas, you can count. From the west it is the Arabian Sea and to the east it is the Bay of Bengal. Okay. More, let us see the extent and standard meridian of India. By this you will easily understand. Now let's move to the extent and standard meridian. Okay, what is it? Let's see. Now here you are looking at a picture, okay, and note that the latitudinal and longitudinal extent of the mainland is about 30 degrees. Now despite of this fact, the east-west extent appears to be smaller than the north and west extent. Now look at the picture. The line which you see passing through, okay, you will find that the extent from west to east is smaller than the north and south. Okay, means here the line passing from the west to east, that is from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, there is a time lag. Now through this latitudinal and longitudinal extent, we can take the difference of time. Okay, we can make the difference of timings. So the extent that is passing from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, there is a time lag of 2 hours. Okay, now how? Let me explain. Now to know about the lag between the two places, the time lag between the two places, first we have to know the longitudinal stretch of a place. Okay, now how would you count a longitudinal stretch? A longitudinal stretch can be roughly, let us take that a longitudinal stretch between two places is 29 degrees. How? So if we consider it roughly like now let us take any 2 degrees. Here I am taking 97 degrees and 68 degrees. So if I minus 97 from 68, I would get 29 degrees. So this is the longitudinal stretch of one place. Okay, so that is 29 degrees roughly speaking. Now here we are talking about the distance time difference of two places, that is Gujarat and Arunachal Pradesh, is 2 hours. Now how come 2 hours? How are these 2 hours? Okay, so frankly speaking, we all know that the earth rotates 15 degrees in 1 hour. Okay, and then it will rotate 29 degrees in the longitudinal stretch. Okay, so now let's calculate how come how come that is the difference of 2 hours, means the time lag of 2 hours between two places. Let's see. Okay, so the earth rotates 15 degrees in 1 hour and then it will rotate 29 degrees in 2 hours. Now how come this 2 hours? That is 29 divided by 15, you will get 1.933 hours. Now 1.933 hours, it is automatically you can count like 2 hours. Okay, so 1 hour and 55.98 minutes. Okay, 1 hour or 55.98 minutes, it is automatically you can say as 2 hours. So this is how that is the difference between the places. Okay, or you can say the lag time of 2 hours between two places by the rotation of the earth. The 15 degrees in 1 hour is fixed. Okay, and rest rotating on the longitudinal stretch, how much degree does it rotate on? Okay, divided that with the degrees of earth rotation and you will get the time difference. Okay, and in this way you can calculate the time, the lag time between two places. Okay, so this is the extent and standard meridian, in which first you have to know the longitudinal stretch of a place. Okay, then the degree of the earth rotation, that is 15 degrees, and after that total the minus it from the longitudinal stretch, divide it, and you will get the proper time lag of that place. Okay, now next let us see more about the latitudinal and longitudinal extent. The latitudinal and longitudinal extent of the mainland is 30 degree, as I have told you. Okay, the east-west extent appears to be smaller than the north-south extent. Fine. Now talking about the standard meridian. The standard meridian, time along the standard meridian passing through Mirzapur. passing through Mirzapur is taken as the Indian Standard Time for the whole country. Now where is the standard meridian located? The standard meridian is on the 82 degree 30 east. If you want to see the standard meridian on the map or on the globe, you can see it on the 82 degree 30 east. And this standard meridian passes through Mirzapur, that is in UP, and it is taken as the Indian Standard Time for the whole country. We know that the standard meridian is taken as the Indian Standard Time for the whole country because it passes through the Mirzapur. Okay. Now the time gap between the Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat in the west, Arunachal Pradesh in the east and Gujarat in the west, is about 2 hours. And why it is? I have told you as per the calculation. The latitudinal extent influences the duration of day and night as one moves from north to south. Okay. So this latitudinal extent has a very great influence in the duration of day and night. When you start moving from the northern hemisphere, from the north direction to the south direction, the duration of day and night changes. Okay. Now let me show you a graph of the 7 largest country of our world. Look at this. The first largest country is Russia, second Canada, third USA, fourth China, fifth Brazil, sixth Australia, and seventh is India. As per the million square kilometers, you can see it there. 17.07 million kilometers is Russia, 9.97 million kilometers is Canada, 9.80 million kilometers is USA, 9.50 kilometers is China. Okay. Then 8.54 million kilometers, 8.54 million square kilometers is Brazil, 7.68 million square kilometers is Australia, and 3.28 million square kilometers is India. So these are the 7 largest country of the world. Now in next I am showing you a picture of Mirzapur. How does Mirzapur look and Mirzapur as the standard time. Have a look. This is Mirzapur as a standard time. Okay. It is also known as the Indian Standard Time for the whole country. Mirzapur in UP is also known as the Indian Standard Time for the whole country. Okay. Why? Because the standard meridian passes through Mirzapur in UP. Fine. Now let's have a look at the word meanings. Now for the word meanings. Why word meanings? Because during the chapter we may go through many of the such words which may be new for us. Okay, and knowing to that meanings, knowing to the meanings of that word will help you to understand the lesson more easily. Okay, so our today's first word is civilization. 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 The meaning it is the stage of human, social and cultural development and organization that is considered most advanced. Okay, the stage of human, social and cultural development. Fine. Ancient cultures, ancient civilization, ancient, you can say socially we have changed a lot. Okay, the cultures are still the same. So the stage of human, social and cultural development and organization that is considered most advanced. Now our next word, second word is faceted. Faceted means having many sides. Faceted means having many sides. Decade. Decade means a period of 10 years. A period of 10 years. That is called the decade. Okay. Next is mainland. M-A-I-N, main, L-A-N-D, land. Mainland. A large continuous extent of land that includes the greater part of the country or territory as opposed to offshore islands and detached territories. A large continuous extent of land that includes the greater part of the country or territory as opposed to offshore islands and detached territory. And our today's last word is influence. Influence means the capacity to have an effect on the character. The effect that you put on someone, that is the influence. Okay, someone or something. So here it is said to be the capacity to have an effect on the character, development or behavior of someone or something. Okay, when you put an effect on someone or something, it is still to be influence. Now here it is, word meanings are over. In the next part, we will continue this chapter in the second session. That second session, we will see the neighboring countries of India and about the India and the world. In the next session, we will continue with the two more topics. Neighboring countries of India and the world. Okay. Now I hope you must have understood everything from this chapter. In this chapter we had seen the location of India. Okay, where is India located? It is located in the Asia continent, in the northern hemisphere. Okay, we had also seen that it lies entirely in the northern hemisphere between the 8°4 north and 37°6 north latitudes and longitudes of 68°7 east and 97°25 east. A line called Tropic of Cancer divides India into two equal halves. We had also seen the distance from north to east, that is 3,000, from north to south, that is from Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari, it is 3,214 kilometers. We had also seen the distance from extreme west to extreme east, that is from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, it is 29, that is 2,933 kilometers. Okay, we had also seen why is the ocean named as Indian Ocean, because the most part of the India boundaries are in the Indian Ocean. That's why that ocean is named as Indian Ocean. Okay, we had also seen how to calculate the timings between the two places. Okay, by knowing the degree of the Earth's rotation, that is 15 degree, and knowing the degree of the longitudinal stretch. Okay, if we divide both of them, then we can easily know the time lag of two places. Okay, we had also seen why is Mirzapur known as the Indian Standard Time, because the standard meridian, which is located at the 82 degree 30 east, passes through Mirzapur, right? And I had also shown you the graph of 7 largest country in the world. So this was our today's session, and for the next session please be prepared. Till that time, whatever you have learned today, please have a glance on it and study well. Take care of your health, that is the must. Till then, bye.